Hey, what's up? It's Wick for Xiaomify, and today we're looking at the Imilab EC2, the all-new outdoor camera that works with the Xiaomi Mi Home app. This water and dust-proof outdoor camera should easily withstand rain and is something I've been waiting for a long time. But is it any good? Let's find out. Let's go. In the box you'll find a gateway hub unit, the camera unit, some mounting options with screws and double-sided tape, and some instructions. Now, what about the Imilab EC2? First of all, the camera is wireless as it connects to this gateway hub unit, so you don't need to drill any holes for wires when mounting it outside. This gateway hub unit is actually the device that is connected to your router, and it's inside, so the camera basically connects to this hub. It's really kind of small, being only 14 by 4 by 7 centimeters, weighing 270 grams. On top it's got a button that's used to power it on and to connect it to the hub when installing. It's got a micro USB port below a rubber seal that is used for charging. It's got a huge 5100 mAh battery that can be used for several months. It comes with a 120 degrees wide angle lens with an aperture of 2.6, and it records full HD 1080p footage at H.264. It's IP66 water and dust proof and can operate anywhere in between 50 and minus 20 degrees Celsius. It's also got a built-in speaker and microphone for two-way audio communication, and it's got infrared lights for filming in the dark. The hub is very small as well, being only 65 grams. It's got very little weight to it. In the hub you'll find a micro SD card slot to save footage in case you want to record that to a card. And this hub connects to your router over Wi-Fi, but additionally you can also connect it over Ethernet through the Ethernet port. Besides that, you'll find a micro USB port that is used for power. You can install it through the Mi Home app, where you will have to install the hub as a new device. You can find that under security when adding a new device, or in my case it already detected the hub once I had powered it on. As far as I've tested it, it is listed on the China mainland server as well as the other servers like the European servers, so that is great. Once you've added the hub, you can pair the camera to this hub, which also allows you to pair multiple cameras to a single hub. It seems to only work on the European servers and not on the Chinese for now, but I think they will roll out an update to allow this on any of the servers. At first I noticed the video quality. It looks very good. It's crisp and sharp, and I kind of like that 120 degrees wide angle lens on these cameras. Not too wide and not too narrow. It does have a bit of lens distortion, but well, it's a security camera and not a phone camera, so not really a big deal. Let's first look at how waterproof this thing is, and then let's have a look at the app and the functions. So when I first got mine about 3 months ago, I tried a water test. It's IP66 waterproof, meaning that it can withstand rain or heavy water jets, and it's dust sealed, but it's not intended to be submerged. So let's submerge it. So here I'm putting it in a bowl of water, and I've kept it there for a little while. The camera just keeps on recording and it works perfectly fine, so test successful. On a small side note, the Chinese version is actually IP65 waterproof, while the newer version, as available in the international crowdfunding, is upgraded being IP66. I did the water test with both of them and both actually work just fine. So let's do some more tests. Here I'm testing out the distance to see how far it goes, and it's actually quite decent. I could walk out for at least 50, maybe 60 meters away from my apartment and it was still doing well. And once I got a little bit further, maybe 75 meters away, that's where it really started to get buffering. The audio is not the best, but the speaker is just for quick interactions.
It's Wick for Xiaomify.
I've had mine out on the balcony for this review for almost 2.5 months. So it has been through some rainy days, like really heavy rainy days. Been through sunny days. And now a few months later, I'm still on the first charge, so the battery life has been really impressive actually. It's worthy to mention that the camera does not continuously record, but rather starts recording a clip when it detects motion. This is to save battery and to only record when it's needed. The app's interface is pretty much what you'd expect. Here you can play back the clips that it's recorded when it detects motion, you can monitor the camera's live feed, and use the two-way audio function. This would allow you to talk to a delivery guy, or perhaps to burglars. I don't know, it's possible. It will save the clips that are recorded by the camera for 7 days in the cloud, but when you have the SD card installed in the hub, it will record it directly onto the SD card as well. Additionally, you can also force it to take a photo or to record a clip from the live feed as well. Through the app settings, you can set up the behavior of the infrared lights to always have them on or always have them off, or to turn it on when the camera detects that it's getting too dark. You can enable and disable a notification that gets sent when the battery gets low, and I suppose you always want that to be on. Under Monitoring Assistant, you can set the camera to alert you when the camera detects motion or when it detects a human, and you can set the time of the day that you want this to be active as well, and set the interval between these notifications. As far as automation go, there's nothing to select. You can't use the camera as a starting condition and not as a then this condition, so there's nothing here. The Imilab EC2 came out in China in the Xiaomi store for 399 RMB, but it's now in crowdfunding as an international model with slightly better IP rating for $99 including the hub. I've put down some links to the crowdfunding as well as some of the international resellers of the Chinese model if you want to go and check them out. So now, what do I think of the Imilab EC2 and how about that comparison? So first of all, I love that it's wireless. It's got a very small but a very clean design. It's super easy to mount either with the screws or with the double-sided tape. The battery life has been outstanding. I've had mine out for more than 2 months and it still has around 30% of battery. Although it is depending on how much motion it will detect. If yours is on a busy and crowded area and it will detect motion every 5 minutes, the battery life will be a lot less though. Its water resistancy was very good. I've tested it more intensely than it's intended and it withstood the test very well. The range is actually decent, although most of the time I have used it on my balcony and that is really just a 4-meter distance from the hub. So far I haven't had any connectivity issues. I like that they've added this camera on the European servers, and I could actually combine the Chinese model that I got here through the Xiaomi store with the hub of the international version. So really this far I've really got nothing bad to say about this camera. Then for the comparison, I gotten this one together with the Xiaomify, which in China was released at the same time as the Imilab EC2. Both of these cameras have held up with my water tests, and the Chinese release of both of these have an IP65 waterproof rating. Both work just fine after being fully submerged. The Xiaomify has a much wider angle lens, which is 180 degrees, but I do feel that the EC2 looks a bit better. Even though the Xiaomify does not come with a dedicated hub, it is wired, meaning it's much more of a hassle to install as you will have to run a wire inside for power. So I like that a lot more on the Imilabs. Also, the Xiaomify has its SD card slot on the camera itself because it doesn't have a hub, and I like that it's in the hub with the Imilabs instead of being outside. The Xiaomify is quite a bit bigger, and I personally like the more subtle and smaller looks of the Imilab, so there is a lot of points going to the EC2. Also, the app interface of the Xiaomify was very weird and buggy. It did some crazy stuff when I wanted to zoom in on the image. One point that I actually did like on the Xiaomify is that it actually appears in the camera tab on the home screen of the Xiaomi Mi Home app. So that one is listed with all of my other cameras, whereas the Imilabs can only be accessed through the hub's device page. So it's not really a big deal, and I think it can be fixed with an update of the Mi Home app, but I do gotta give this one for now to the Xiaomify. Even though it's quite a bit more expensive, I personally prefer the Imilab EC2 as that's actually got the strongest selling points. So that's about it for these outdoor cameras that finally appeared in the Xiaomi store. Let me know down here in the comment section what you guys think, and if you like this video, don't forget to leave a little like below this video to show me that you liked it. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, know that you probably should, as I'm doing a ton of videos about Xiaomi products and products from the Xiaomi ecosystem right here on the Xiaomify channel. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see y'all soon. Peace!